It feels like a long time since we've been here, but we actually were with each other the other day. Hello.
Yeah, we were. We were at Fatman Scoop's funeral.
Yeah,
We
rest
were
in
together
peace.
on a sad occasion, but
Yes,
we were together.
and that's
Yeah.
crazy because we need to get together more just when we're not here. But I know our lives are so busy and we're always trying to catch up. So please don't let it be a funeral service or memorial service when we actually get together the next time, because
I know. It's crazy because I think people forget, like, we're in this game, and we're like always working and in the public's eye and
Yep.
all of that. But I think sometimes people forget that we're still moms, and me, a mom and a wife. So it's like every bit of my life feels like it's gotta be scheduled out, like on my calendar, like you know what I mean? Because I'm not just like on a talent on air or
Right.
on podcasting, but I'm also an executive too.
Yes.
So it's like my life literally
talk your shit.
No,
She
it's
said,
just,
and I'm also an executive. Talk your shit.
no, but I'm saying that
Your
my
stuff.
life is like so
It's full.
full. And I was just saying to my husband the other day that I need to find something that is just me. So I was gonna take up like pickleball or something like that, and then I fucked up my shoulder.
God. They say
working out.
One of my very good friends, hello, Tia. She plays pickleball.
She likes it?
She loves it, but I'm always clowning her.
Why?
I'm always clowning her. It's like such a weird sport. Where did it come from? It's like this easy little fake tennis.
But it's not
fake tennis.
But it's
like,
not that easy. So I took it while I was on a vacation this summer. I took some lessons,
Right.
and it's really like, you got to get to the ball and whatnot.
I know, but why not just play tennis? I'm just trying, for all you pickleballers out there, why not just get some
Because
tennis
it's less
rackets?
stress on the body.
Right, so that's why they were saying it's kind of like for
Yeah.
old people.
Well,
Come on,
shit,
Titi.
my body feels old. I'm
No,
not
it
gonna lie.
don't. You could do some tennis. You could do tennis. And by the way,
Girl, first
I
of all,
love
I was
tennis,
wait.
and I was doing it a couple years ago. We should do tennis.
No, I can't. So my right knee is bummed, and now I have a shoulder injury, so I can't even play pickleball because now I have a fucked up shoulder.
No, I think you do pickleball with a messed up shoulder.
No, I
No,
can't
think
even
you can.
swing.
It's not
I
that.
had to get a no.
Pickleball's like, boop.
No, you have to swing that.
It'd be
thing.
like 90-year-olds doing pickleball, like, huh.
I rotated. I had to get an injection in my shoulder
Ooh.
because I rotated the cuff. Because so long story short, they were like, stop running. All those years of pounding on your knees
Right.
is not good.
Right.
So they were like, start doing more weight. So I
Right.
was like, all right.
Right.
So I started heavy weight training and whatnot. And now my shoulder's fucked up. So now I got to go to physical therapy. And I had to get a cortisone shot in my shoulder for the pain. I'm like, yo, what happens? After 35, your body just starts
Your body starts changing. And
breaking down.
well, I mean, I don't want to make this somber because we're joking about pickleball in our body and our ailing knees or whatever it is. But after going to Scoop's memorial service and, just, this somber tone in the room of everyone, rest in peace to Fatman Scoop. Let me just say that first, right? But when it happened, I was immediate. It's like, sometimes I get angry because I'm like, are we taking care of ourselves, right, at this age? And even though I don't know the cause of death, I'm hearing a lot of things. I'm hearing things like, oh, he had an energy drink before, and I don't know what the cause, I don't know if you know what the cause of death
I don't
was.
know what the cause of death is, and I don't want to assume.
Yeah, I don't want to assume,
for
but
the family, but I will say this to piggyback off what
Okay.
you said. We've lost Kay Slay,
right,
Mr. C,
right.
now Fatman Scoop.
Mm-hmm.
In a
I just lost a
span
friend. Let me
of
just
a few
say,
years.
yesterday I lost a friend. He wasn't in the industry, but a lot of people around my way knew him. His name was Warren from Leland. So I just want to say rest in peace to Warren, and give a shout out to all of my friends from the Bronx that we were out there last night on his old block, and he. In my eyes, you're young at 54.
Yeah.
But we're not as young as we used to be, right?
Yeah, and just for me, like, you know, I was the generation after you guys, and I really looked up to the paths that you guys created for us to walk into. And, you know, all three of those guys I just mentioned were really solid people, man. And I think for me, just being at Scoop's funeral, it's like, I just thought about the legends, and I thought about, like, are we taking care of ourselves? Are we taking care of our legends? Are we making sure they have the proper health care? You know, especially when
This is
the
the conversation.
careers start to phase out a little bit.
Yes,
They're not
yes,
doing as
yes,
many shows.
yes.
They're not getting as much money. They still have these expensive lifestyles. Are we setting them up to be able to have the proper care once the curtains are closed? You know, once they slow down some. And, you know, all of these guys that I mentioned, Scoop, Slay, C, they were all in their 50s, early
Right.
50s.
Right.
You know, early to late 50s. And like I said, just, you know, the generation behind them, just, I idolized those guys, you know. And I had just seen Fatman Scoop at Mr. C's funeral, and I remember saying to him, "Oh my God, you look so good. You look so good." And he smelled so good. He gave me a big hug, and he smelled so good. He always smelled good. Like, and I just remember, I mean, I was like, damn, he looks good. Like, I said that to him in that moment, not knowing that a few months later he would have passed. You
Well,
know?
that's the conversation that I do want to have. I think everyone knows, you know, that we have so much respect for him and his family, and hopefully, you know, they'll be healing from this. Obviously, it just happened, so it's still kind of a touchy subject. But when I saw the video on TMZ, you know, obviously I was praying for him, knowing Scoop, just being like, oh my God, what's wrong? But I was angry. I was angry because I'm like, we're not taking care of ourselves. And I say that, and I don't know what happened, and I don't want to speculate. But I'll give you a better example. I went to a Big Daddy Kane show a couple of weeks ago. Phenomenal. And I actually commented after the show on how well he put on the show, but how I could tell he was managing his health while he was on stage. And I'll give you an example, right? He would do a song, and if you know Kane, you know that those records, you're going, like, he's going fast, and it's a high energy on stage, right? He would do a song, then he would stop. Then he would walk through it was at City Winery. Then he would walk through the audience. Then he would talk to the audience. Then he would do, you know, like, you could see that in between each song, there were breaks, right? And listen, I'm guessing, but I'm thinking he knows I can't get up here and perform raw, set it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these different songs,
he knows that
back to back to back to back to back.
Right. Obviously,
So,
you know, and Kane used to put on a performance back in the day where he would dance a lot too. Splits,
right.
jumps,
he didn't,
all that
and
stuff.
he didn't do as much like that, but I didn't expect him to. But he filled that time, right, with talking to the band, introing the band, having every member of the band do their thing. And I just thought it was just so well put together as a show for Big Daddy Kane fans, right? Like, for people, you know, in the audience who I know, you know, I don't think everybody in the audience was 50 plus, but it was kind of like a thing that was said at the top of the show, like, oh, it's 50 and over or whatever. But you know, I watched it, and I also could see that he was pacing himself, is my point. He was pacing himself throughout that show, knowing he had to be up there for an hour or whatever. And I watch a lot of our artists who, I don't know how often they tour, but at this age, they're up on stage and they're just, maybe it's too much adrenaline going, right? And it's like, I don't really know what happened. I don't want to speculate, but I was angry at how it went down. I was like, you know, are there signs that we see, right? People around you, like, are we I don't know what happened, but it just felt like such an unfortunate situation. I don't know if there were pre-existing conditions. But I always look at things like, how can we be better at preventative care?
I think it all boils down to self-love. Making sure that you're getting your blood work done regularly, making sure that you're going to see your healthcare professional on a daily basis, and you're partnering with them. You know, my mom, you know, she's 65 years old, and me and her have these conversations all the time about how important it is for her to take care of herself, because I'm going through a lot with her now, just taking her to doctor's appointments and different things of that nature. And a lot of what she's going through could have been prevented if she would have just taken better care of herself. And I think, you know, her generation, and she said this to me, they were afraid of doctors. They didn't want to go to the doctors, and you know, they didn't have the proper health care and the things that they needed to be able to just get annual checkups and stuff like that. And so she's learning now in her big old 60s how important it is to partner with your doctor, and she's the blueprint of like what I don't want to be, right? And she's also kind of like, if I don't properly take care of myself, these are the conditions that I can have.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's about self-care, self-love, and getting your checkups and partnering with your doctors and doing all the necessary things it takes to make sure you live a good, healthy life. And also, we live a lifestyle that is very stressful. You know, being an entertainer and a rapper and in this industry is a very stressful industry. So you have to not only take care of yourself in the physical, but also in the mental. Mental health is just as important as physical health. So making sure you see, you know, a therapist if you're dealing with stress and anxiety, and getting treatment for that, or meditation or something to release that anxiety, or, you know, the pressures of what this business could be. And think of our soldiers who passed away. They were in the business for as long as I could remember.
Right.
And, you know, I've been in the business 20 plus years. You've been in the business 20 plus years as well. And they were young, they were teenagers when they got into the business. So think about the level of stress that, and stress causes trauma on the body. That's a proven fact. Stress ages you. Stress causes all kinds of diseases. So I say again, taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health.
Absolutely. I agree.